Are there any books on my topic? In this presentation, I will show you how to identify and access a book on a given topic. I'll start by showing you how to filter your results to just electronic books. I will also share some search tips for finding books in any format, be it electronic or paper. You'll see how to filter your search results to just books that are located in the particular library that's most convenient for you. I will also show you how to get a book delivered to the library that's most convenient for you to visit, even if that Columbia library where the book lives is actually 50 blocks away. That's the Morningside Health Sciences delivery service. I will also explain how you can request a book from one of 6 other Ivy League libraries using the BorrowDirect service. BorrowDirect significantly increases the number of books that are within your reach, and they're typically delivered within just a few days. Lastly, I will explain how to submit an interlibrary loan request and when it's the right time to do that. Don't forget that you can always have something repeated, or you can fast forward by clicking anywhere along the timeline below the presentation. Columbia has millions of books in its collections. Clio is one place where you can find out whether Columbia has materials about a certain subject. But before I show you how to use Clio to find ebooks, let me tell you about multi-book ebook platforms. They allow you to search the full text of multiple books simultaneously. They're typically clustered in a certain broad discipline. In the health sciences, for example, the StatRef suite of ebooks allows you to simultaneously search dozens of core textbooks in the sciences. You might consider this something like an academic Google, or like a highly detailed, highly rigorous encyclopedia. To access StatRef, go to the Health Sciences Library homepage at library.cumc.columbia.edu, then roll your mouse pointer over eResources, then roll over Full Text eBooks, then at the bottom of this list, click StatRef. On the page that follows that click, you will need to choose from a few StatRef modules, but for most general background questions in the health sciences, I would recommend clicking the link that reads StatRef Part 1. To identify and access other multi-title ebook platforms in other disciplines, follow these steps. Go to columbia.edu/library, click the Databases tab, then click Go to Databases. On the page that loads next, change the drop-down menu that corresponds with By Type. You should choose eBook Collections. Now, enter search terms in a broad discipline like social sciences, engineering, or humanities. This search tool helps you find ebooks available here at Columbia. If you enter search terms here and find that you get no results found, you might need to change by title keywords to keywords. This will cast a broader net in your search for ebook platforms. These platforms, and ebooks in general, can be a great way to get caught up on the fundamentals of a topic without having to trust Wikipedia or something you find via a web search. So consider exploring one of these multi-title ebook platforms. But for now, we're going to focus on how to find books in Clio. There are several ways to reach Clio, which is Columbia's online catalog. It's an inventory of everything we've purchased or made available to Columbia's students, faculty, and staff. Here in Clio, you can find out which books we have, you can learn which journals we subscribe to, as well as find out what we have in terms of movies, music scores, and more. One way to reach Clio is to go to columbia.edu/library. Then click Go to Clio. Once you're in Clio, click Advanced. If we're going to look for ebooks now, before you enter your search terms, scroll down the page and change 2 of the drop-down menus. For Format, select Books. And for Medium, select Electronic Resources. I've done an example search here, looking for materials on socioeconomic aspects of public health. Because of the options I selected on the advanced search page, each of the items in this list is an ebook. As you look over a list like this, when you see an item that you think might be useful or relevant, click the title, and then look for online link and full text available. Another option is to refine the search terms you enter, depending on the kind of results you receive from your initial efforts. Of course, you can experiment with different variations on the same concept, working in a trial and error fashion until you find something helpful. But another strategy is to use subject headings. I'll explain two ways to find and use these subject headings. One way is to change the drop-down menus to subject keywords. This will look for matches between what you type and the human-applied content descriptions. The advantage of these descriptions, often called subject headings, is that they don't force you to perfectly match your notion of the topic with the author's. There might be multiple words to express the same exact idea. You might, for example, imagine a book entitled Snakes in Paradise, which is actually about poverty in Africa, something that you might not have gathered given its poetic title. Such a book would be categorized and more easily findable using these subject headings. But I'm more likely to use subject headings based on some other book I find that is relevant. What I mean is, once I find something that seems very relevant or even only slightly relevant in some cases, click the title of that book, then scroll down and look at the various topics mentioned near it. Consider jotting down any of these that seem relevant to your interest or to your assignment. Then click on any of the links that seem relevant. When you do so, you can find a list of similar materials, like in this example here. You might, for example, imagine a book that's about leadership, but doesn't actually use that word anywhere in its title or even in its table of contents. Books about leadership might use any number of words in their titles, such as power, boss, or drive. In this case, if you search for subject keywords for the word leadership, you'll find all documents about that subject, even if other words have been used by the author in the title. The Columbia University Library System offers millions of books. Just a moment ago, I explained how to find instantly available electronic books. Even though that explanation I offered tells you how to find ebooks, you can use a similar set of steps to find books in paper format. Join us for the second part of this presentation when I explain how to find books in any format and when I also explain how to most conveniently access those books.